Hey, this is Wagwan Apps, and we're going to have a quick review of this watch. It's been out for God knows how long, probably a year, 2 years now. This is the Sony Smartwatch 3. Now, why am I reviewing this watch if it's been out for so long? It's actually one of my favorite watches, and I'll tell you why. When Sony built this bad boy, they were thinking ahead, okay? And why were they thinking ahead? Because this watch, it's obviously got a silicon case, but I'll get to the point. I'll get to that in a minute. But this watch is one of the few watches with GPS built in, so you don't need to use your phone's GPS. It's also got NFC built in. Now, Android Pay is just coming out. Android Pay has just been released this last few weeks, so hopefully the NFC in this bad boy will allow you to do wireless payments and all that jazz. But that's not one of the reasons I'm reviewing it. The reason I'm reviewing it is actually one of my favorite watches. So it's as standard, the Sony Smartwatch 3 will come with this silicon strap. You can see it. It attracts a lot of dust. And the other thing that people have an issue with this watch is that the fact that it's got a trans-reflective display. What does that mean? So watch what happens when it powers down into ambient mode. Okay, it kind of fades. It's like it's not lit at all. Not even not like a POLED screen like the LG Watch R, which has like the digits are lit. Just those pixels are lit. In this case, it's a trans-reflective display. So at night time you can't actually see it, but during the day in high sunlight and all these kind of situations, the reflection, as you can see, it works quite well in that kind of mode. So why is it one of my favorite watches? Well, two reasons. Firstly, it's fully waterproof. When I mean fully waterproof, I don't mean splashing around here and there. I mean fully waterproof up until, I don't know, 1 to 2 meters for half an hour or whatever, right? And I've actually tested it, and not tested it, I've used it continuously for swimming, in the saunas. I've used it day in, day out, and not just as a one-off test, but on a regular basis. I'm talking about in the steam rooms, in the jacuzzis, in the spas, whatever. It works sick, right? And I suppose that's partly down to the way it looks. It's, I mean, the rubber strap is obviously waterproof. It's a silicon strap. You can adjust it by doing this jazz here, or this bit. You can just unclip it and move it down the notches. And one of the other thing is the charging. You can see the way it charges is you have to open this flap. Now this flap is there for a reason. It takes a standard mini USB charge. If I just open it for you, there you go, standard mini USB charger. So most phones will use this, except for the new ones which go to Type C. But it's fully waterproof, and you have to make sure that that flap is closed, otherwise water will get in. And trust me, I've tested it. It works sick. And as a sporting device or an active device, it's actually really, really good. Right now, you're looking at the clock face. It's called something weather. I'll put the link up on my site so you can get it off Android. Where you do have to pay for it to get the extra colors, but it's worth it. I've also got Edmondo stored. I can't even say the word, and that does all your fitness tracking and stuff. So like if you're cycling, for example, look, GPS is disabled right now, but it's got your little Google Maps. Look, wow, I ain't in Nigeria, brother. So look, there's UK and all that jazz. So you can see, so when you're doing your tracking, the GPS in the watch will follow you around, so you can see where you've been and what your distances are, all that jazz. So it's a great app to have. And I think there's also an app called Swim Fit or Swim something, which measures your swimming strokes and all that jazz. So you can actually take it in the pool. Like I said, it's fully waterproof, which I think most of the other current watches are not. And this is, remember, this came out 2 years ago. 2 years ago with GPS and NFC enabled. The other sweet thing about this is, well, most of the Android Wear watches is like, if my phone's in the locker in the gym and I'm sitting in a sauna, which is obviously out of Bluetooth range, these watches can connect to the gym's Wi-Fi, and this one does it all the time. It connects to the gym's Wi-Fi, and using Google's cloud, I still receive all my notifications. I can see them. I can actually respond and reply to the messages while I'm in the sauna, just chilling, man. That's sick. Tell me that's sick, right? Now, obviously, you might say, oh, it's a bit ugly in terms of that black strap, but it's very functional and it's very practical. So when you're outdoorsy, doing your outdoorsy jazz, or you're swimming, or you're active in your sports and that, it's very, very practical. But you can also change the strap color. So if we have a look at the white one, thank you very much. Where's my little helper? There we go. So now what we've got is a white strap. You can see, all right? So we've got the black strap, and now we've got the white strap. Now the white strap, you can buy these off Sony's website. This one's about 15 quid. You can probably buy it off eBay for about a tenner. So all that happens is you just push the watch out. You see that? You do this, and if you will, let's have a quick look. So look, everything is packed into this little unit here, made by Sony, right? There you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug this into the white casing. So you can see me trying to just silicone, so it should just bend in. There we go. Okay, done. So now we've got it in a white strap, and it's good to go. So silicone again, same kind of same kind of clasp as always, and it's, you know, in the sunny climates, you might like white, you might like black, whatever's your fancy. You can get this in pink, you can get this in lime green, some funky, junky colours, yeah. But let's say you want something a bit more elegant, a bit more sophisticated. There's also the following strap, which is the metal clasp. Now this one is actually very difficult to get hold of, right? This is always out of stock on Sony's website. This is about 45 to 50 quid, and it makes the watch look so much more elegant. So if you're going out in the evenings, you can swap the internals over like this. Pretty straightforward. The button's always on the, well, in this case on the right. Just clip it in. Done. Put it on my little skinny wrists. There you go. How about that? How about that? And that is one of the beauties of this watch. It's simple. It's practical. You can use it for everyday gym stuff, all that kind of jazz. But when you want it to look a little bit more smart, you just slap it on in the silver metal case. And like I said, it's about 40-50 quid, and you're good to go. The other thing about this watch is, because it's been out for like a year or two now, or probably 2 years, right? It's less than 100 quid. It's like 80-90 quid, maybe even cheaper now if you can shop around. So it's, compared to the current smartwatches, it's peanuts in terms of money. And trust me, it's pretty functional. Like I said, so if you're a very active person in the gym all the time, I would recommend this watch. If you're swimming and all that jazz, fully waterproof, like I said, so it's worth it. And the price, and because of the cost point on this, because it's less than 100, I mean, I think I paid about 80, 90, 85 quid for this. Trust me, it's worth it for sure. And NFC, like I said, Android Pay is out now, so I'm hoping that the NFC payment will run through the watch without me having to pull out the phone or my, you know, pay card, you know, wireless credit card or whatever. But there you go. So anyway, Sony Smartwatch 3, I would highly recommend it, simply because of the price, simply because you can interchange the covers or the casings for it, and the fact that it's fully waterproof. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out. Hit us up.